All right, guys, so the last time we picked up on this project, you saw us blowing up a bunch of turbos. Making well over 1,600 horsepower. We did it with a Borg and a Garrett. I realized pretty quickly that we had outgrown the engine setup, which was that high test block, Wagler Street Fighters, that Freedom Racing engine stage 2 head. And I was like, 1,600 horsepower is not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. So I did what anybody would do, and I looked to the next best thing. So starting from the ground up, we went back with Hamilton. We have a comp wet block. It is bored 4230, so that would be a 20/6/7 block. We got one of their race cranks right here, which has been already prepared. These are supposedly, I believe, 38 pounds lighter than factory. Zach has assured me that this will take our 2,000 plus horsepower goal with no problem. And I can tell you, just dropping it in and checking clearances, it is a lot lighter and it is much appreciated. We got this thing spun up at our local machine shop to 6,000 RPM. It did not need a single bit of balancing. So we just gave it our little micro polish for a little extra bearing clearance and went on our way. Another thing we had to address was our Street Fighter rods. Wagler's Street Fighters were amazing. They held way more power and torque than they rate them for, but we knew we needed something better. So we went with the Wagler Billet rods. These are the really fancy ones. They have their L19 half-inch bolts just like the Street Fighters do, but these rods are rated to, I believe, 3,000 horsepower plus. And if you'll notice, these ones are 1 inch longer, so we did have to get a longer rod going with our steel Hamilton 4230 bore pistons. These are, I don't know if they're super new, but I haven't been able to find a lot of guys running these. These are technically a steel 6/7 piston. As you can see here, they are much shorter, which is why we needed the 1 inch longer rod. And they went ahead and they knocked out the fly cuts for them. They came this way, and then we just ran a set of regular Molly 6/7 rings, obviously 20 over, and it uses just the regular 3 ring. You have your top ring, your second ring, and then a regular oil control ring. One of the things that's cool and somewhat scary to me is that last engine we built had a pretty healthy piston in the wall, being it was a cast piston. These are steel. I went with what Hamilton told me. We are at 5,500 thousandths piston in the wall on this engine, and it was very scary trimming the rings and everything else for this, just because that's a lot of power on very little piston in the wall. But due to the fact that they are steel, they reflect the heat instead of absorb it, and it will help dissipate it. These are also much lighter, partly because the skirt is shorter, but also the wrist pin is about 2/3 of the length of a factory one. And Zach went ahead and sent us out these. These are a Trend DLC coated tool steel wrist pin. Again, we should be able to go well past 2,000 with that. As far as bearings went, nothing crazy. Same bearings we used on the last one. Some just HXs for the rods, HXs for the mains. Another cool thing that we got this time around, we didn't last time, is we have this block outfitted for a Kenny's pulling girdle. So we get the 14 mil main hardware, and then this 1/2 inch.
No! 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 No!
Thick steel girdle. So Meyer and I went ahead and got all the caps machined to accept this girdle, and that's really going to help us with the extra torque this new setup's making. Moving right along, for push rods, obviously I'm going to run our own push rods, our PED. These are our stage 3s. Again, these things should take a beating. Nothing fancy here. You guys can buy these on the website. Another thing we went with is the Manton tool steel valve bridges. Before I had the fleece ones, Trevor was nice enough to help me out on some pricing with these, so I went with the Manton product. To go with the slew of Hamilton products we have here, Zach provided us with a 1.5 inch intake and exhaust valve. I would show you guys the head, but currently it's getting ported. We went ahead with a regular OEM 6.7 head. We had the shelf cut off. We're running a King Speed replacement shelf, which I really like their shelf. They use an O-ring design instead of a gasket. Should hold up to quite a bit of boost. And then the 1.5 inch valves, a set of Manton pressure tower valve springs. And yeah, we're really excited for that. We obviously have some Hamilton steel tappets in the 1.45 variety. And then this Hamilton cams, we went with a 207-220 steel. We're running the steel cam because the comp wet block comes with all of the cam bushings, just like the high test did. So it'll be really awesome to have that extra security with the cam bearings. And then to bolt the head to the block, we have a set of IFG 14 mil main head studs. We had really good luck with those last time. So I went ahead and got another set. And to cap it off, we have a Hamilton cams fire ring head gasket with their fire rings. This time with the head, we are going to do half in the head, half in the block. If you remember before, we did it all in the head. That was the way Freedom sent out that cylinder head, but now that our power goals have changed, we're gonna go ahead and split it. As far as fueling goes, obviously Dynamite Diesel is my go-to for common rail fueling. We're gonna be running the same dual pump setup from Fleece, 2 of their Stroker CP3 pumps. They're modified 6.7 rail. The only change that we're doing to the rail setup that's different now is going to be a shim kit. We're gonna run a little bit higher rail pressure. Lenny did some cool things with the new injectors. I'm really excited to try these out. These are over 700% overs. They are a 7-hole, so I'm looking forward to seeing what these will do. And of course, they went ahead and took care of us with their custom engraving to keep that shop rivalry going. And these are the first set of the injectors I'm getting from their new machine they bought. Again, really excited. Lenny thinks they're gonna be really clean, make a ton of power, and keep the EGTs cool, which obviously is a battle everyone fights. And then lastly, we have a new fluid damper, and then their their full power kit, which has that diamond washer on there, the longer ARP bolts. And yeah, little surprise too, we're gonna try triples. We are doing 2 forced inductions, 476s, feeding a 480 on the manifold. And I did change up the manifold to a stainless one to give us a little bit more room for the turbos. I was very picky when we were building them. I wanted it all to fit under the hood and not have to cut out any parts of the hood to fit the turbos. And other than that, the tranny is still holding strong, which I'm really happy about. I hate pulling transmissions. And everything else we were happy with. The axles, everything was working good. Drive shafts were working good. So we're gonna leave it as is. It's mostly just an engine upgrade, a fuel upgrade, and a air upgrade as well. So stay tuned, we're gonna be putting this together hopefully soon. I want it running before June hits, and stay tuned as we post updates about this. As always guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I can promise you one thing, there'll be quite the show when this thing starts moving. Appreciate it guys.